So we have make sure I want to say that like Snoop Dogg, he's an icon in all facets of life.
Biggest icon in the world.
But
I feel like they cheat stupid. They gonna get caught. Yeah, they cheat with their dick like we cheat with our mind. I feel like
no more. But before I let you explain that, I want to show a little clip of a little monster.
I'm on Pandora, YouTube. I'm on
The students and everybody. Carl.
I'm trying to find.
It is what it is. It's fine if you bring it to Rodney Camp.
There's two cats. No, you can hustle anyway. There's two cats in high school.
This is the coldest fucking thing that's going on. Mom. He's the realest niggas out there.
You already know.
Like for real, like this.
God, I go off the mentality of the woman, and I know if I know my woman, Daddy, let's go.
I don't think this is it.
Welcome. This is the Smartest Dumb People, and I'm the host, Anthony, that dude Johnson. And always, it's gonna be somebody at this table with me. Today I got my brother in the building, LV the Great. We got a special guest, the real sea moss queen. She goes by the name of Ida. She sells sea moss products. She got sea moss juice. Sea moss, is this gel?
Yeah, gel.
Okay, what, is it supposed to eat it like applesauce?
Yep.
All right, so look. This is the real sea moss. I need you to start right away and break down what sea moss actually does for the body.
Okay, so sea moss is a marine vegetable that contains 92 minerals and vitamins A, B, C, D, E, and K, all in one organic supplement. So when you take it, it's easily absorbed by your bloodstream. So it just works better than pill form vitamins because they are synthetic and they just don't get absorbed into your system the same way. Also, if you're going to take a supplement, it's important to take the minerals and the vitamins together because they work together throughout your body to heal you from the inside out.
Okay. Make sure you like and share. Hit those stars, man. We are officially monetized. Y'all can hit those stars. Send us $5. Send us $10. Send us $1. Send some love. Oh, we gotta take shots.
You can drink that whole pouch. That's just the juice you can drink like before you go to the gym, or if you're having just like a 12-hour shift, like nurses like to bring it to work.
It's supposed to give you power?
Well, it does give you energy. Like a lot of us are deficient, and that's why we're cranky. That's why we're tired. That's why we're not sleeping right, because we're deficient. So when you get the right minerals and vitamins in your system, you sleep better, you function better, you think better. It's just, you know, your hair grows, your nails grow.
No shit, so my receding hairline will grow if I took some.
Well, I'm not going to promise that, but I know that some people even like start seeing like their gray hair start being black again after like, you know, mid-strand.
You got a great fine hair. Is that dyed?
Well, it is dyed, but you know, I'm getting a little older. You got to cover them grays up a little bit, but I do think that my hair is growing a lot faster since I've been on
So
sea moss.
I gotta ask you this: what made you even get into the sea moss game?
So I really feel like Slumdog Millionaire movie. You know that movie Slumdog?
Oh, yeah,
you know how he knew how to answer all the questions just because like of what he's been through in his life? I really feel like this was a calling for me because I worked for like a food certifier. So I learned a lot about how like plants process food and process meat and what ingredients are allowed in America and what ingredients are not allowed when we're, you know, shipping that product, you know, importing it to other countries. So that made me really aware of like how much garbage and bad ingredients are in our, like really poison is in our food. So I became a lot, you know, like started eating more vegan, vegetarian.
Are you vegan?
I'm not currently. I've never become fully. The longest I ever went was for like 2 years, and even then I think I still had like little times when I would have some fish or some, you know, like, you know, it's really hard lifestyle to get used to and accustomed to because, you know, our society just caters to meat eaters. It's hard, you know. If you live in California, it's a little easier. So I lived in California for 11 years. It was easy to maintain out there. Out here, I just started eating meat and dairy products again. However, I'm going back plant-based since January 1st, and I feel a lot better. You can definitely notice a difference when you get meat out of your system.
I gotta say something. I'm sorry not to cut you off. This is a monumental moment in the Smartest Dumb People. Shout out to my tattoo guy. Shout out to my tattoo guy, Jeff. He's doing all my work. I have a full sleeve by summer. He just sent stars. I don't know if it's because all the money I'm spending with him. It don't matter. He's our first donation. He sent stars. We appreciate you, Jeff. We appreciate you, brother. I'll see you Saturday. I want to get tatted. I want to have all of this filled by Saturday. By the summer. Shout out to you for being our first ever stars for our monetization We appreciate you.
man,
So,
got you some
how long did you
more,
live
dog.
in California?
I lived in California for 11 years. So when I moved back here, I had just had my kid, and I had to kind of start my career over because I was an esthetician out there, and I didn't want to work weekends anymore. So I started working for that food certification company. Then when I was tired of working there, I got a job as a life insurance agent. So here I am again. Another step of why I became a Moss Lady was because I was going over people's medical history all the time doing life insurance policies. And I noticed that so many kids are on medication, so many adults are on medication, and you literally get higher life insurance premiums because you're on these medications. So I wasn't aware, because my family is very holistic. My son's only had antibiotics once in his life. So because we live like this holistic lifestyle, I wasn't aware that so many people take pills like for any little thing. So that made me aware of that. And then I really hated that job. It was long hours. I started to feel like I'm not a good enough parent to my son anymore because I'm working too much. Even though the money was great, it wasn't worth it to me. I've never been a money-oriented person. Like I'm a hustler. I don't like to be broke, but at the same time, I'm not willing to sell my soul for money, or be a bad parent. So I decided I'm going to quit doing everything, and I started cleaning like houses for that summer. I was like, I'm just going to clean and just see where my next career takes me. I'm not going to rush getting another 9-to-5 because I really hate having a 9-to-5, and I want to spend the summer with my son. So that job, cleaning job, gets me to this old 90-something-year-old couple. They're both like in their 90s. They've been together for 70 years. And of course, they're in their 90s, so they're like frail and older and having all kinds of health issues. So I started making them smoothies. I'm trying to like pump kale in them and fruits and vegetables because they're eating like frozen meals, and I know that that's contributing to their, being tired and just not be. So I started thinking, hey, what if I made sea moss gel for them to put it in their smoothies? It all became just like just me trying to do a favor for this old couple that I've grown to love, just because I was with them 3 days a week, cooking, cleaning, just taking care of them.
Right.
So, and I really found like my purpose in that work because, I went above and beyond for them. Like they didn't pay me for all, like I did their laundry even though they didn't pay me for laundry. I did I just started loving them like they're my own grandparents, And throughout that, like I started making sea moss and I started giving it to them, and they started to feel really good with it. And I started taking it and I started giving it to my friends at the gym and just kind of my family members, and people really started to like love it, like the way I flavored it. The first couple of batches weren't perfect, of course, but I wanted to flavor it so it tastes good because I can't eat nasty things. I don't like nasty tasting things. No matter how good it is for you, I'm not going to make myself take it.
Do you have, so with each jar, and you did tell me already how long you lived in California, but I was so excited about Jeff shooting over those stars, being our first donation. We appreciate you, my brother. I'm going to ask you this. Do you have percentages in each jar? Can you give an idea of the percentage? Because I don't see any.
Well, my labels are being printed. They're coming out really soon. I have 17 different labels, so it's really expensive to print them all. So I was waiting to have nice, professionally done, beautiful labels before I just slap anything on my jar. Because everything about me is quality and integrity.
You got to start from the bottom. This whole podcast started in Partner Studio. Okay.
Hey.
So and now we're in this office space. So I do want to say, have you ever talked to Tori Beeman?
No.
Okay. See, this is the problem. When you have networking and resources, they're not being utilized correctly.
But Marcus Beelan has bought some jars. I don't know if they're related.
Yeah, Marquez.
Yeah.
Marquez is Tori's cousin. But listen,
Okay,
this is what networking does for the community.
Right.
Tori sells teas, right? He has some teas.
Oh, Harmony Tea?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even know they were related.
Yes.
Nice.
Now,
Okay.
Tori also has a same type of brand, and he's a huge fan of Dr. Sebi. He's like our modern day Omaha Dr. Sebi.
I love it.
And you and him, this is me being an entrepreneur myself and understanding the problem with entrepreneurship is we're just not networking properly.
Right.
You and Tori could definitely link up, and then it's not only just your sea moss teas, your sea moss gels and stuff like that. It's Tori's teas, all in one.
Yeah, I mean, just supporting each other because we both have the same mission. But both of us are trying to make people healthier the natural way, and that's a passion you share. Like no money in the world could replace like my customer calling me and telling me, hey, my blood work came back and my diabetes is under control, or my high blood pressure is under control, or my doctor said, whatever I'm doing to keep doing it. And I told him I was taking sea moss. that's something that means more to me than any money could ever give me. Like,
So, do you see doctors?
I do see doctors for like a regular checkup, but I
You
don't
tell them,
necessarily.
you don't tell them that you take CMOS.
I do. I do.
Because
tell them.
you would think it would be somewhat of a ploy for them to try to get you like, yo.
Off, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. I hope that Big Pharma comes after me one day because I'm selling so much CMOS and everybody's getting off of medication. That's like, what my goal is. But I think that people need to really be careful with what's prescribed to them because doctors make money off of every prescription that they take. So you have to use your own critical thinking and understand, do I need this medicine? Can I do something else to help myself instead of this? Like, I'm really against a lot of kids are on ADHD medication, and I think ADHD medication is being pushed on African American kids more so, or just like poorer neighborhoods.
Well,
more
I'm about
so.
to say impoverished communities, yes, but
Yes.
African American, we ain't feeding
No,
our
but
kids.
you'd
really.
be surprised how many people have their kids on that medication. And I just think when you're such a young, and I do think there's some kids that really need it. There's a small percentage of kids that maybe really benefit from that medication. So that is.
So what's
there
the
is
other
a-
option though?
The other option is to get kids off of artificial flavors, artificial colors, put the right ingredient, like make sure they're not deficient in any minerals or vitamins, and also behavioral therapy. Also, like, talk to your kids, love your kids, hug your kids. All these things can,
What's your nationality?
I'm Bosnian actually.
Bosnian.
Yeah.
What was you in Bosnia?
So I was in Bosnia until the age of 13, and there was a civil war there, so I lived in a war as a child, and I think that also molded me to be like this civil rights person, and also be just very like outspoken and have my own way of thinking rather than just following the crowd, because I think my childhood kind of set me up for that, just being a child of war, moving to America, not speaking English, just trying
You
to...
weren't speaking English when you moved here?
No, of course not. I was from another country. Honestly, I only maybe saw like 5 black people and like no Asian people when I moved to America,
Where'd you move to?
I moved to New York first.
And you didn't see no black people?
Well, in New York I did, of course. And
But
honestly,
before you moved to America?
moving to America, the black community really kind of like took me in and made me like a part of y'all. Like, that's why I have such a love towards the black community. That's why my store is down north. That's why 80% of my customers are black. It's because, I do have this love towards the black culture and the resilience and the unfairness that you guys have endured over the years, and just the way you just always bounce back, and I think that's beautiful. I love that.
You're the first person. I've had a lot of people on our show. You're the first person that actually broke it down in layman's terms to understand the difference. Because let's be honest. You coming on our show, I didn't know what nationality you was.
Right.
I didn't care what nationality you was. I just knew that you were doing something dope for the community and helping people get healthier. And not only did you come in here with CMOS that help people grow and be better human beings, you came in here with the right attitude. Because
Yes.
we do adjust to people faster than they adjust to us. And I think that's why we're so angry. A lot of us are angry.
Yes.
I am. No.
And you know what? Rightfully so. Sometimes when
She
they...
was dope for saying what she said, bro. How many guests have we had on the show?
Yeah, that was
Look,
dope.
people will say like, well, black people can be racist too. To me, it's like, it's really
Really?
not. It's not racism. It's reverse racism, which is like justified after you've been, put down and like discriminated against for so many years. To have a little bit of like a, standoffishness towards like when you meet a white person, it's not even a racist thing. It's just like
I'm not doing this with you,
self-protection thing. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
Leland is. Let me tell you something. This is my partner, man. This is my brother. Everything you said, he wants to antagonize. We're not going to do this. We're going to get to the topic.
What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. But I got 2 questions.
Okay.
First of all, I know for sure that there's a lot of stigma when it comes to this.
Yes.
And so, when it comes to you selling this, because I know people that have bought this, you know what I'm saying? I have seen it in refrigerators.
Yeah.
So, when you hear the grumbles of, how do we know that this is actually 96 minerals?
Is there like a thing that you can get?
actually CMOS?
Is there a thing you can get to dip in there like a dipstick?
No, there's not. No, there's not. I mean, they barely figured out the COVID test. You think there's a thing you can dip in and tells you what minerals are? No, they don't have. They're not. The technology
So
is
it's
not
just
part of it.
integrity is everything,
But
all right?
integrity is everything, and you got to get it from the person that's doing it for the right reasons, not for money. I also like these jars like this. I know about 10 other people here in Omaha that sell these same jars for like $40. You know, the reason why I'm keeping the price point low is because I want, you know, everybody to be able to afford it. And usually low-income people need more help with their health than, you know, people who got good health insurance and got good coverage. So to me, it's everything to keep the price point low, to make sure that it works. And I have people who send me their blood work, you know, to prove how much they
I got a question I have to ask her, the same question I asked Tori when he was on the show. 50 Cent sold his vitamin water for, I think it was like $500 million. What would be your buyout point? What would be your buyout price right now for this?
God, I just started. I wouldn't even be interested right now, just because I love what I do and I love how much I'm loved because I do it. It's like a high to know that these people support me and love me so much because I put out this product here in Omaha that nobody else is really taking to the level where I'm taking it, because I really wanted it, first of all, to be licensed product. So I'm the first manufacturer of CMOS in Nebraska because I went through the proper steps to become licensed and to become certified and to make sure that I have the right sanitation procedures and that the product is safe for consumption.
Is it FDA approved yet?
The FDA doesn't regulate supplements, so I've contacted them, we've talked, but they said it's not about being FDA approved because it's a supplement. They don't even regulate supplements. So if I wanted to market it as like a health product that actually does what it does, but it does so many different things, I wouldn't even know where to start. It does like 20 different things for your health.
Where are you located?
I'm on 30th Street, 6720 North 30th Street. That's my production facility. It's not a store. It's not a storefront. I'm more like a plant, and I want to put my product into stores. So I'm actually giving an opportunity to other people to have a side hustle or to have an extra income in their business by selling my product. And that's where my business model is.
You're a real entrepreneur.
I really am. I've been telling my family that I'm going to invent something that everybody needs, and I didn't know if it was going to be like a vacuum or like a food product or what it was going to be. But I've been telling my family that I'm going to invent something that everybody needs, and I'm going to have a product out like for years. Like I've manifested this into like coming, about.
Manifestation is real. LB, you got any more questions for her before we hit the show?
Nah, man, I forgot what I was going to ask.
I'm sorry, I was worried about because me and you have those arguments and those conversations about reverse racism, or no, she called it reverse racism.
Yeah.
I'm not releasing the Kraken. I'm not releasing the Kraken. Let's get to the show.
Oh well, no, I mean, but because you said, but I should be able to respond that you saying me about some racism. No, I am not a racist.
No, I don't think no.
Well, hold on. Well, I just want to
you said
so just in case you
racist.
went over wrong. Now, I'm a realist, so So if I'm pointing out flaws and characteristic things that go on generationally and time over time, then there's nothing wrong with me saying, well, I believe that these certain type of people are tied to that behavior.
Yes.
All right, let me get comfortable.
Especially in the Midwest, you have to be, aware of the ignorance sometimes. You just have to be. And it's unfortunate, but I do think that most people in their heart are good people and can be taught better and can experience, through their experiences, they can learn to be better people. They can raise their vibration.
Well, that's the thing is that, like, a wise man knows they know nothing at all. And
right.
As we know, there's a lot of racism that goes on in our culture. I'm dating a white woman, you know what I'm saying? And every day,
so you hear it.
And every day she's learning how bad society does me.
Can be, yeah.
Like no cap, even today. No, I'm not going there. But it was just I was at her job and like it was nothing but white people that walked out, and I'm just like the black guy waiting for his girlfriend to give her a ride home, and it was just awkward for me. It's not awkward for her because she don't understand that, but it's awkward for me because I could say, "Why ain't no black?" I'm not going there, but I'm just saying that's what I deal with in society. But she is learning and understanding me better to where we got this good dynamic. Let's get to the show, man.
I've dated nothing but black men, so I've had it from both ends.
Is that your preference?
I've had it is my preference.
Okay.
It's definitely my preference.
Can we get to the show so we can have
I
this
heard. She said she mentioned it. I was just responding. I think it's rude for someone to talk and no one responds. Now, ask her, can you get to the show?
Can I get to the show?
Oh, sure. Okay,
All right, so I didn't even get to ask y'all. How y'all week been?
Well, my week has been hectic. I just want to say, you got to really be careful when you're starting a business, something that's new and something that's, successful, and you're doing a full throttle. You have to be careful who you let around you. And some people might support you like full throttle and act like your best friend and act like they're just so happy for your success. And the whole time they might just be plotting to move in on your plan, on your idea.
Right.
So you have to really be careful who you let around you when you are starting a business.
Well, I think, like I said, I can't stress this enough. I think you and Tori would have been fucking amazing together, because he's all about everything you're doing. He's just doing it on a different scale, with a different product.
Yeah.
You guys could link up. I'll shoot you his number.
You know what's crazy? I would love to, but I also make a tea. So it's crazy because a couple of ladies started calling me tea lady, because I make a tea for lactation for women who are breastfeeding their babies. Because I had a really hard time breastfeeding because I had a C-section and I had inverted nipples and some words like TMI. But it was really hard for me but I was determined to breastfeed because I know the benefits. It's a DNA formula for your baby to grow. It's the best formula you could give it, is the natural DNA that you gave that baby. So
All I heard was inverted nipples.
Sorry.
What is that? What is?
it's just like like some people have, like, when you get cold your nipples just go like stand. To me that wasn't the case. They would just stay cool. But now that I've had to breastfeed for a whole year, I breastfed my son, like now my nipples are normal. But they started off that way, so it was really hard to get them to produce. So in Bosnia we had this tea that everybody makes. It's like known in our culture. All your aunties bring it to you when you first have a baby. So it worked really great for me, and I produced a lot of milk, and my son was always, thank God, like really healthy. So I want other women to feel support in that area, because a lot of girls give up breastfeeding because they just don't have the So I started making that, and now they call me the tea lady too. And I really enjoy knowing that my hands made something that fed someone's baby. That's like such a karma. And I honestly don't even make a big profit on it. I make like $5 on it.
Go ahead, do your thing.
So, what would you tell the people that are hung up on the scientific side of it, or like the labeling, or like, how it's their, like, it's not real, it's just witch doctor, or you know what I'm saying? How do we know what she's saying is true? So how can you convince those people that are that says,
all I can do is just show them what other people say. The word of mouth. I've sold over 5,000 jars, all word of mouth. I don't do any advertising. I post on Facebook.
Do you record? So entrepreneur just kicked in on me.
Yeah.
What you need to do is at least record people telling their story.
And it's coming. Like when my website gets released, I've been building this website for a while now, because I want it to be really nice before I let it out there to the public. So yeah, I have so many people just that they can't wait to rave about the product. So I know it's all coming. So I'm not rushing anything. I trust God. I move everything with God. Like, I know God got me. I can feel signs of God helping me do God's work. So when you're doing God's work, you're not in a rush with anything. You just take everything as it comes, and you just move forward with integrity and love, and it all just kind of works out.
What? How much for this?
It's $25.
And how much for the juice?
The juice, I haven't priced yet. This is a brand new product. I'm still kind of. You guys got the first little test versions. I just wanted to bring them.
This is good.
Yeah, it's really good, and
a little tangy, but it ain't. It's the moss. That's how you know the moss is in there.
I'm thinking the juice will be around $10.
I'm thinking like 100 gram.
It is
Like a
pomegranate.
pomegranate.
But I
It
want
is.
to taste sea moss.
Juice?
Me personally,
Taste the sea moss.
yeah.
Good.
No, I
You
did.
guys
That's what I'm saying. Like, I
good.
want to taste like I'm tasting something that
What
I
do you
know.
want to taste? A crustacean?
The reason why my product is so groundbreaking is because normally sea moss tastes horrible, and people don't want to take it every day because
That
you got
tastes
to
great.
talk yourself into taking it, you know, because it's so gross. The reason why my product is so successful is because I managed to make it taste great without
How do you
any
turn it into a
artificial
mineral? How do you
flavors.
turn it into like this gel?
Well, if everybody knew that, everybody would be a moss lady.
Yeah, you're right. Let's get to the show, man. We 25 minutes in. Let's get to the show. First
Okay,
topic. Man visiting a young lady gets ran up on by her boyfriend. As she said, she didn't have a boyfriend. He's going to tell y'all the story. We'll be right back with you.
Story time. Situation. 2003. Uncle sets me up with a chick that he works with. I think nothing of it. Chocolate. She bad. Okay. Go to her crib. Sitting there. We are enjoying each other's company. We're getting close. We're busting it up. All of a sudden, her phone rings about 10 times in about 5 minutes. I think nothing of it. Does it again. Now this time about 20 times, 25 times in about 15 minutes. Now I'm looking at her like, yo, you want to answer that? She gives me the, nah, I know who it is. You want to let me know who it is? Her exact words is, oh, it's just my ex. We just broke up. You know, ain't about nothing. He just can't take no for an answer. And I'm like, you sure I should be over here? She say, yeah. He's sitting there. We getting all hot and heavy. Start to kissing, start to touching. Phone rings again, and it constantly keeps ringing. Now I'm looking at her like she's sideways. She finally answers the phone. First thing I hear from homeboy on the other end is, who you in the crib with? She goes, nobody. I'm in the crib by myself. Now I'm looking at her like she's sideways. Because why are you lying? If it's your ex, why don't you tell him the fucking truth? That you got another nigga in the house. All of a sudden, he goes, all right, well, if you ain't in the house by yourself, come open the door. Her eyes got big as fucking a bubbled eyes Benz. Like she just literally got in the, and you can see the fear come across her. I've never seen somebody so chocolate turn so white so fast. When she did that, I stood up, I adjusted my clothes, because you know, my man, you know. And I told her, I put on my jacket, I said, let's go. And when she looked at me, why you got that in my house? We're not playing these type of games. I'm not about to lose my life because you want to lie. When she opened the door, 3 of his boys came in. All 3 of them had teardrop tattoos on their face. When I had my burner out, they all knew what it was hitting for. Excuse me, I'm walking out the door. You talk to your woman. Listen, gentlemen, a lot of these chicks be gassing us up. Don't go to their crib if you ain't tooled up, because it might be the last time. And a lot of them will put our freedom on the line, because if something would have went off, everybody would have had to go, because I can't leave no witnesses. So be careful if you're going to be on the females' houses. Even when
All right, so that's the actual clip, man. I don't know if everybody else is getting the pause in it. Sorry for that. I got a pause throughout that, but I don't know if everybody else got that same pause I got. It could just be my fucking phone. So guy basically said that he was interacting with a chick. They was vibing. He came over her house. Well, dude, that's always been a fear of mine. That's how old boy died from Atlanta. What's the name?
It's the oldest story in the book, really.
Yeah.
A messy woman, you know.
Well, the problem is nobody is
Why is the woman messy? I mean, because you got some men that just can't just. I'd be like,
It doesn't matter. You wait till you're not getting blown up before you bring another man into your house.
man, you
Like,
got some. But I mean, but
You
you
wait.
got just like. I got homeboys now that still act like they baby mamas, they
Go
old
out on a
ladies.
date. You don't have to bring
I'd
him
be
to your
like-
home. Go out on a date. I'm not into bringing a guy to my house on a first date anyway. Like, you're gonna have to earn your keep with me to even know where I live. Like, I'm not bringing people over to my house.
Well, I mean, now. In that case, it may be a little different because, you know, sometimes you got women that I got the babysitter, tonight's the night.
tonight I get right.
So it could be one of those situations where, okay, old boy bad, he left. Okay, I'm about to throw my red dress on.
Yeah.
Okay, I ain't thinking he gonna pop up.
This seemed like it was their first date. Like he didn't really know her well. They went on a date, and now her phone is blowing up. If he was smart, he would have just dropped her off and kept it moving.
So
that's how I feel. Unless it's her
so you
kids
just
calling.
outrule one night stands, meeting
Listen,
people at bars, meeting people,
I'm
hooking
single
up
for a
with them, getting with
reason.
them.
I'm single for a reason. I got so many rules. Like I'm really strict about. Okay, so I've been celibate since 2019 with purpose because I want to wait to meet a man that's worthy of my body and my soul and my heart, and that's going towards being my husband, not just going out to hang out and have some fun and buy me some food. I'm over that stage in life.
We all been there though, but I get what you're saying because we've all been there. I'm at the stage in my life to where I don't even like watch porn anymore or anything like that. Like I'm in a different.
I was never into porn.
I did watch porn this week.
I never was into it. Like
shout out
to
to
me,
this.
it feels like forced. It feels like performance. It doesn't feel like love.
I think you should preach that to more women because shout out to T-Ray. You got to get to a space in your life to where, like I even try to tell this to my kid's mother. All men want is sex.
Yes.
And why are you saying that though?
I know
it's true, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I know, but
again,
you guys are sex motivated.
Because
you're sex motivated.
Well, this is what I will say. I feel like that initially, men start out with wanting to be in that relationship with a woman. But once they see the infidelity, once they see the other side, once they see that everything that they've been seeing and trying to avoid and don't want to be engaged in, that they're engaged in. Their girl talking to other men, their girl sleeping with other men, especially in the 18, 20 something. You know what I'm saying? And so men see the real side. No, men need somebody to sleep with. There's a yin to every yang. So for every dog, there's a cat. But
I can't wait to
but again,
I feel that, but it goes both ways. You know, women are so damaged. Like I'm so guarded because every relationship I've ever been in, I've been cheated on.
Why?
I have no idea because men are just, and every single boyfriend that ever cheated on me wanted me back and begged for my forgiveness and wanted me back because I'm a good woman.
Okay, who don't so?
But they have no reason to. They had no reason to cheat in first place, in my opinion. You know, there was nothing I was lacking. It wasn't my fault. They chose to be immoral and not be, loyal to what we agreed on.
But let's be honest. I think women have this ideology
Cheat
of
way more.
I definitely disagree.
I
think men cheat. Women actually want marriage and family. Men, they like to have fun. Oh, I'm not done having fun. Then I'll settle down.
No. Men want. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, brother.
Men want marriage and women and family the way that it was originally intended to be. It wasn't originally intended for a man to be with one woman and to have some kids. No, it's intended for the man to be fruitful and to go out and fulfill this earth with beings. Now, everything else that comes along with that, chivalry, manhood, being loyal, being this, being all that, are just words that are tied to something that don't have nothing to do with the fact that I'm here to be fruitful and the Most High will provide for them.
I agree with you.
My father.
I was raised Muslim. Sorry to interrupt you. But I just want to say I was raised Muslim. So I hear your perspective. So I hear that. Like I understand in my religion it's actually believed that you should step up and be wife number 2 or 3 or whatever. Like it's actually believed that that's the right way to
So
be.
Are you Americanized?
I was Bosnianized before I'm Americanized,
okay.
but the thing is, like, I probably wouldn't even be considered a great Muslim because I'm so spiritual. I believe we are all praying to the same God. I feel
like, but I wanted to ask you this way earlier in the show. If you're really spiritual, right? I want to break this down for everybody in the audience. If you're really spiritual, you don't give a fuck about what the other person is doing.
Right.
What do you mean?
What I mean by that is, if you're really in a space in your life, I'm in that space in my life, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't go searching for nothing. I don't go looking for nothing because I know what I bring to the table.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I mean this from anybody is like I'm never going to be without a woman, right? So once I spiritually got in tune with myself and realized, okay, this is what I do, this is what I bring to the table, this is how I'm going to love a person emotionally, this is how I'm going to love a person spiritually, it's up to that person to do right by me.
Right.
Okay? Now, if that person cheats on me, or whatever the case may be, because I don't know if it ever happened or if it will, I can't decipher, I'm not going to judge before it happens.
Right.
I don't know, because I know from just my past experience, I chased the whole nigga around town. Excuse my friends. I chased the whole man around town. And I'm in a space of my life to where I realized I did that for nothing. So the loyalty comes from the person you're dating and the spirituality of the person you're dating.
Yes.
I don't have time to worry about what another person's doing when I'm doing my best to do right by them.
But we've all lost respect for marriage. You know, working in like a Muslim company, I was around nothing but Muslim people, and seeing these people that are married and they've only ever slept with each other, and they have a family, and they stay together forever, and they build together, and they all keeping God in mind through the whole marriage. I think that's something beautiful, and I think we don't place enough value on that. I think we have gotten lost in this like materialistic society of just chasing what we look like more so than who we are as people. And I think a lot of young girls go out here and have sex with a bunch of people just chasing a boyfriend or just chasing, you know, some things that they think that they need, where they would have a lot more value. Like, they would value themselves a lot more if you just stop. Like, you don't have to have sex every year of your life. Like, the whole time I was 24 years old, I never had sex with anybody, even back then. Like, I just didn't like anybody enough to sleep with them, so I waited.
What's back then?
Well, I'm how old do you think I am?
It's also the
I would say 32.
Oh, okay, I'll take it. I just turned 41 in January.
Oh, okay.
That's that sea moss.
That's
that
it.
sea moss.
Let me get
That's that sea
some.
moss.
Let me get some.
Don't take a shot.
All right. Go ahead. You
Yeah,
landed?
so I just feel like, you know, I want to be a president to the girls. Like even now, I've been celibate for like almost 4 years. There's nothing wrong with waiting for the right man to enter your life, who values you and who treats you with respect and intention of being with you for the long run. And that's the man you should lay down with. You shouldn't lay down with someone just because they got money or they gonna buy you something.
Can I ask you a question? I have to ask you.
Yeah.
It's only right because I had these conversations with my homegirl. I have these conversations with my homegirls all the time. Let's have it. So, if this man is doing right by you, this man is doing his best, this man is providing, this man is doing this, that, and that, and everything you ask for in a man.
Right.
Because we have this knight in shining armor that is not real.
Right. Right.
And,
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
And then he slips up and cheats on you. You leave him?
Yes. I left my child's father. I was married and I left my child's father. Listen, I was 5 months pregnant and married to this man, and he cheated.
Right.
And I changed the locks, and I was done with him.
Just because of infidelity, or was
Because
it other things?
No, it was the infidelity, because I feel like if I'm loyal to you, you should be loyal to me, and I should be able to trust you. And if you're gonna go stick your into someone else, how can I trust you with like our mortgage or like our life insurance policy or like everything else, or raising a child together and making right decisions? It's a trust and it's a respect.
I hate to sound like Leland tonight, but it just bothers me because, let me be honest with you, I think you're a beautiful woman. I think you're dope as fuck.
Thank you.
But I think everything you said until you start talking about one-time mess up is a lifetime decision.
Well, hold on.
When you're married, we were married. So to me, and I was pregnant. So you're going to cheat on your pregnant wife who's perfect, who's never done you wrong, who's held you down. And we had a history of like 5 years of me really holding him down through a lot of stuff. Being there and being loyal and holding him down. So I've given you everything. I'm carrying your child.
Well,
You're not going to honor me.
Can I say this,
I'm not
please?
going to stay with you.
I gotta say this
Yeah.
to get this off my chest. I'm not speaking on infidelity. I'm speaking on, once women get rid of the idea that a fucking man is perfect as they are, because let's be honest,
Who is? Women?
All right, so no. I'm saying individual.
Okay.
Individual.
Okay.
So once people get rid of the idea of, I just had this conversation with my son, And he couldn't grasp the fact that I want him to be around me in my home. He said, Dad, can we go here? I'm just trying to give examples. I just argued with my son before y'all pulled up about me wanting to meet his daughter. And he's like, me and my girl don't want to take pictures when we go out to eat. And I'm like, but I do. And he's like, Dad, every time you get mad, you explode. And I'm like, it's not that. It's just that I know me wanting to take pictures with your girlfriend and you is with integrity.
Yeah.
I think your girlfriend, this is my opinion. I don't want to say on live TV, but it's coming out of me on accident. I think that she has something to hide if she has a problem. Because, like, let's be honest, I want to take a picture with my girl and her father or whatever the case may be. What's the wrongdoing? So what I'm saying is there's so many people that have this idea of what a person should be, and nobody knows until they're in the fire.
No, you have to be a little bit flexible because over the years, like let's say you get married, you're 25. That person you married is not going to be the same when you're 35 or 45. But if you're together for those 20 years, you're probably going to mold into similar people together, and you're going to have similar views as you grow forward. Not to say you won't have disagreements, and nobody's perfect. But I think infidelity is like premeditated, and it's evil, and you know that, and you're going with intention of hurting your significant other.
I'm sorry, but so I just got like.
I'll do that to you. Talking to me will do that to you.
Yeah, so I got like one question.
Yeah.
For the audience, for everybody. Now, have you ever seen? Now, the majority of relationships we see are not
people cheat.
Right.
Yeah. Married for 20 years, cheating all over town, and like.
Right. So that's just like you mentioned, or like we mentioned, not you, but generally we mentioned the Bible. But if you read it, you read the story of David, where he was sleeping with his homeboy's wife. You know what I'm saying? They're sending his homeboy off to war. He got his wife pregnant and had to end up killing them both. You know what I'm saying? And so stories of
that's why you shouldn't cheat.
That's why I read the Bible.
Wait, that's why you shouldn't cheat. So you ain't got to kill your homeboy and his wife.
But the thing is that it's so make believe now and westernized that when even culturally when it's accepted and you become westernized, it's not westernly culturally accepted to be in a polygamous marriage or relationship.
I don't want to be in a polygamous. I want to
because you can't have it because they got rules. First of all, you got to be able to afford it. So if you cannot afford 2 wives, you should not have 2 wives.
Right.
They have an understanding.
I got 2 wives. I got 2 wives.
If you got 10 wives,
I got the smartest dumb people. This is the wife.
Mm-hmm.
And I
can you afford them both?
Yeah.
Can you afford them?
Who's the second wife?
And my second wife makes sure the shit is took care of because she pays the bills. I give her money and she pays the bills.
Man.
Well, you just said, if I didn't have the smartest
but
dumb
honestly, but I'm mentioning though that seriously though, if you take a look into it, there are rules to messing with multiple women that the Most High set forth.
Right.
Even in all cultures, regardless if it's Buddhism.
You know, Hugh Hefner was good at that. He would have like 20 girlfriends, but guess what? Every single one of them, he improved their lives while they was with him.
So would you be with Hugh Hefner?
No, it's not. I'm not cut out for that. I'm too much of a. I got too big of an ego to share my man. It's just not for me. Now, now let's say, is there some type of scenario in my life that I could have went through where I might have accepted that? Sure, but where I'm at today and how my life went up until today, I would never accept a man cheating on me and stay with him.
I gotta get this off my chest. I gotta let this land. So there was a female friend of mine on Facebook just 2 days ago. I'm gonna tell you what happened. She posted a depressed post, and she had a picture with it, and it looked like she had like some type of like bandage to where she had like heart surgery or some shit. I'm just being honest with y'all, and this is what society has done to people. I said, I hope everything are okay. How are you doing? Right. I've done this to hundreds of friends, male, female. I'm trying to be a good person. Yeah. You know what this girl said to me?
What?
You have a girlfriend. You shouldn't be messaging me.
Right.
And I said,
She might.
I
get
said
jealous.
no, but
I'm not messaging you.
no,
I'm just being
listen,
supportive.
but now I
jealous.
have the messages
Yeah.
to ever show to my girl if she want to see
Yeah.
them. I said I love my girlfriend. I'm happily in a relationship.
Yeah.
I just care about people.
Yeah.
And then she apologized 10 times
Yeah.
that day, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to accept your apology because you don't understand
But
good
you
people.
should, because people make mistakes, and us women are approached in a wrong way by men constantly. I mean, men have the worst way of just getting at you, thinking you should just bow down and, and I've stopped talking to a lot of people
There's a
because
lot
I
of
just
women
don't
that
like that
that.
get down.
And so
Yeah,
there's
true,
a lot
true.
of women that like
They don't know
assertiveness,
better.
that like arrogance, that like confidence, and so when you sit there and go, "Excuse me,"
They're lacking
excuse
growth.
me, man.
Shout out to
Excuse
Joshua
me,
Coleman.
man.
Hopefully we have him on the show soon.
He on here?
No, but shout out to
Oh,
Joshua
okay.
Coleman. Hopefully he's on here soon.
I was about to say something, man. You maybe.
I'm sorry.
I got one question
Yes.
before we go to the next topic. One question. Now, I want to know, why do individuals wait till 75% of their life is over to say, I'm going to start avoiding this and avoiding that? You should be crashing. You should be pushing all the buttons. Why avoid meeting men? Why avoid intimacy? Why avoid sexual encounters when you have lived 70% of your life up to this point?
I've
Respectfully.
never been a very promiscuous
So-
person.
Okay, so then
I've
that's
never
it.
been, but then have I had slip ups where I messed with people that I shouldn't have? Of course, we all grow, but I've reached the
I ain't
level
never
of my
messed with nobody.
growth.
I shouldn't-
Yeah, you have. Yeah, you have. If we dug up that history, I'm sure there's somebody.
Everybody I met.
All I'm saying is-
honestly, everybody that I met, I am still cool with.
But you
know
grow.
what I'm saying?
You grow and you
still
learn.
I personally feel like I'm really off of the Black Eyed Peas theory right now. Like, where's the love? Like, I want to show
Why
people.
die?
Like, no,
Why would
listen.
Yes.
you dead?
No. I'm saying, where's the love from the standpoint of the girl that I reached out to? I was just trying to politely ask her, is everything okay? I
Right.
even said to a woman that I said, prayers to you and your family. Or like, you do
Yeah.
that when you care about people.
Well, you're just trying to send some support because you see them in a crappy situation,
Yeah.
and it matters because when I just went through this copycat situation I went through, the biggest thing that came out of it was just the support. So many good people, even people who were friends on that side initially, came to my side and said, "Man, you're a great person. You're doing a great thing. Why would someone want to do that to you to try to trash your business?"
They do it every day. They do it to
Yeah,
the smart stuff.
so good. There is good people, as many as there is, crazy, ugly, scandalous people, grimy people. There's also this other side of just the circle of just good people like you that just want to just spread love. And I definitely feel like I'm one of those people. I just want to spread love and kindness. And if you follow me on social media, you see the stuff I post is always positive, encouraging.
I want to spread love, but I also want respect. And all you have to do is ask for a favor, and I'll give you. Don't
Yeah.
like. There's a lady
Yeah.
that just reached
What
out to me.
happened?
There's a lady that reached out to me and said, "I want to start a podcast. How do I go about doing it?" I respected that so much. I gave her my phone number. I told her to call me. You know
Yeah.
why? Just don't try to emulate me or imitate me without my opinion first.
Yeah.
She asked you for it.
No, she's one of the few. She's one of the
oh,
few.
so using that as an example.
She's one of the few.
I have people who call me and ask me for my recipe because they just want to make it themselves because they feel like it'll be more affordable.
You can't trust those motherfuckers.
But honestly, this is the thing. I'm not going to give them the rest. Maybe one day I might get successful enough where I will release a video of how properly prepare sea moss gel because I think it's God's
But
God's
what
work
if
and
someone
people
would
should have
purchase it
that.
from me and not you?
Because you don't know what you're doing and I do.
But if you show me,
I still think you have to have this certain mindset of just really, really wanting to provide something quality and making sure that it's safe for consumption. Like, let's say a person that doesn't know what they're doing makes this jar, right? It can become botulized over time where if you eat it, you could die. And that's something
What
I
the
did.
fuck? I'm scared now.
No, listen.
Oh, you're like,
Botulized,
that's
that's
mold,
anything that
Oh,
sits-
it's not sea moss.
it's called
It's-
no, it's anything that sits in a jar can botulize. And if you're buying it from a person that doesn't understand health safety codes and sanitary procedures that you need to follow to make a raw product like this safe, then you're putting yourself at risk.
Okay.
All right. That's no different than like I should have played the clip. There's no different than when Denzel Washington on American Gangster. They was trying to sell blue magic, and he said, "Listen, I don't give a fuck what you put on. I don't give a fuck if you put blue shit. Just don't put blue magic."
That is a lot tonight, man. What got into you, man? Fuck.
I ain't use the N word one time though. I ain't use the N word.
I ain't cussed.
And I'm proud of you. And I'm proud of you.
Come on, man. Stop
and I'm proud of you,
Stop
kid.
that, man.
Can I get killed? I'm proud. And I'm proud of you,
It
man.
had a good effect on you guys. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm raising
Hold
your
on.
vibration.
Hold
You know
on,
what I'm
look,
saying?
look.
Raising your
This
vibration.
have already boosted my moral compass.
If you want to stop cussing,
If you want to stop placism, racism, sexism,
Let's get to another video, man.
Misogyny.
I want to talk about this real quick. Boosie goes in on T.I. for snitching, saying he snitched.
T.I. snitched?
T.I. admits to snitching, and Boosie and him was supposed to have an album that was supposed to
that
drop.
was already completed.
And he said, I'm not fucking
She
dropping
said,
it.
"Look, she
Why?
hurt.
Why
you
not?
like the street code? That hurt you? You broke the street
I believe
code?"
not just the street code. I
Let's
believe
watch
in
the clip and then have a
I believe
conversation.
in having a code.
I want to know why she hurt.
We'll be right back with y'all. We're going to watch the clip and be right back.
With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating. That means you're a rat. But I'm gonna tell you like this: when I saw that, I think T.I. fucking lying. I think he went up there and just got the fucking talking. You think something happened at 18 years old, right? You gonna hold how vocal he is. I've been around this. You gonna hold that in all them damn time. All this damn time for 20-something years, you gonna hold that in, and it finally came out?
Why admit to that though?
Why admit to the after? Like, bruh, this what I'm saying. T.I. He's saying this happened early in his career.
Right.
Like, when all this was going around with the shit, what they said he on the
When he got busted with the guns.
with the the video when he was doing it for the video, man, the Crime Stopper shit.
Oh yeah. No, okay, well, yeah. Well, like I said, he got busted with a bunch of guns, and he ended up getting a deal which involved.
That's the old one.
Oh, yeah. That was not what was playing. That was not just playing.
Well, yeah. Like I said, he got busted with a bunch of guns.
All right, you can turn
And
it. We back live.
okay.
Yeah, you missed the clip.
Sorry.
All right, it's all good. All right, so basically that's Bootsy talking about T.I. Admit to some snitching he did 17 years ago, and Bootsy like he a rat. It don't matter, and I think this is street shit. Like,
What did he snitch on though? I
Well,
need details.
I think he snitched
Not
on his dead
everything
cousin,
is
right?
snitching.
Well, this is what happened. So, him and his son, him and his cousin, don't do that. Let me take the ink out of it. Him and his cousin got jammed up on like a shooting and a gun case.
Okay.
While they was out on trial, the cousin ended up getting murdered. So T.I. said that his lawyer said, well, you say your cousin did it, we could make these charges disappear.
That ain't
So
snitching.
18 years later, or however, T.I. says, well, I said my cousin did it.
That ain't snitching. His cousin was dead. He's
Okay.
snitching on a dead man.
All
So
right.
he
but
just
that dead man got kids, mothers.
and T.I.
Well-
took care of them all. I bet you money
Well,
by
now-
staying out of jail.
Now I can see two angles. I can see two angles.
see that.
Now, one angle is that I'm better on the streets than in jail. Sticking to this code does nothing for us. I can understand that.
Right,
angle.
because he's dead.
But when you not only now, if you just an artist rapping this stuff, and you say, well, this is just an art form, I can respect that. But when you are out, openly communicating, pushing, anti-snitching, anti-talking, anti-this,
Okay.
anti-that, then I will have to say, well, if you pushing the code, you should stick to the
No.
code. Now, I also understand that this is just an art form. but they are not pushing it as an art form. They're pushing it as a lifestyle. And when you push this as a lifestyle, as T.I. does, and say, I'm going to stand on this, I'm going to stand on that. And then you say, I told on a dead man who cannot defend himself. A, who cannot say, this man is lying on me. B, I don't care how much money he got. My honor, my respect, the fact that I did not do something that somebody's saying I did, and I do not have the option to say, no, I did not, and he take that away from me, and he my family, and he's supposed to be some honorable stand-up guy, he's snitching. And he's snitching to the fact that you are making a guy who has no option. That's just like they say, don't kick nobody when they down.
Look, I absolutely disagree with you, and I'll tell
Okay.
you why. Because I think that I consider T.I. very intelligent, more intelligent than most rappers. He's a critical thinker.
Okay.
You know, so you're sitting here, you and your cousin did some bullshit you shouldn't have done, and you
Right.
got caught up in some bullshit, right?
Right.
The man is dead.
Right.
You know, nothing gonna bring him back. There's no honor to be brought back. He's gone. So, to keep himself out of jail, he's not really snitching. Snitching is when you tell the police and put someone else in jail. That's considered snitching. Nobody's going to jail by him telling on his cousin. No, who is he snitching on? There's no repercussions for him letting his cousin take the rap for that. And I guarantee you, T.I. being T.I., he probably took care of his cousin's family.
But who's to say he wouldn't have did that if his cousin wasn't out here?
That's something we can contemplate. You know, we don't know, but I don't think he would have done it had his cousin been alive. But the fact that it's just being a critical thinker and intelligent person, this guy's dead, I can still live out my life instead of go to jail forever. You know, it's not honorable to just own, you know.
I can respect that.
You know, it's awesome.
But that's also, it's different when you come from a place where your name is the only thing that you got sometimes.
So you think he should have went to jail for life?
I don't listen.
Instead of snitch on his dead cousin?
If you did the crime and you cannot, you yourself, get yourself exonerated, I think you should stand up on your portion. And so I think that whatever involvement you had in that crime, that whether this man live or die, you should stand on your square. That you say and you teach.
That's easier said than done. When you're looking at life
don't
in
commit
prison,
crime.
But when you're looking at life in prison,
crime is harder said than done. It's harder for me to kill somebody, to steal from somebody, to rob somebody. These people be up under all of the influence of all things and all kinds of things, music, drugs, whatever, money. So it's harder.
I don't consider it snitching because they did the crime together. So it's not like T.I. went and did something and then pinned it on his cousin. It's like they did it together. Cousin was there. They was in the shootout together. You know, so the cousin was part of it. How can he pin it on him if he wasn't
before
there?
we got here?
I mean, how can he pin it on him if he
and
didn't
then
have
if you
nothing to do
die
with it?
on the way coming out this show, should I still say that store I robbed? She robbed it. We robbed it together.
If it keeps you out of prison, I ain't gonna hold it against you because nobody likes prison. No, I really don't. I feel like there's so many people in prison that didn't even commit any crimes.
Hey guys,
we need. It's over already.
Hey guys,
come on, it can't be.
Make sure y'all like and share. Now it's time to say goodbye to all my Negro friends. Hey, Caucasians.
Hold on, please, before you do that, because it's important. It's important. Would you let them know, not for me to say, that when y'all start to buy this or start to do this, that it's a lifestyle. You just can't take a teaspoon or buy one pouch and then think that you took a miracle drug. Do they have to take this over a period of time? How many days do you think it'll take?
You take the gel within like 3 or 4 days, you feel a difference. You sleep better, you wake up, your joints don't hurt as much, you definitely feel skinny, you feel like less inflammation, you definitely just 3-4 days and you feel a difference. And that's why when my customers get down to like right here in the jar, they're calling me and they're like, I'm almost done with my jar. Like 8 out of 10 people reorder.
How much are you supposed to take per
You
day?
take 2 big tablespoons. But like, let's say you have a really hard day, like nurses, they work 12-hour shifts. They take a little more. People go to the gym and lift really hard. They take a little more.
Can you overdose on this?
Yes, you can, but you would have to drink like a whole jar every day for like 2 months straight. And then maybe you'd be a little bit too high in certain minerals, you know, that you shouldn't be consuming. But most of the time when you have too many minerals or too many vitamins, your body just flushes it out. So really, if you're taking too much, you're just kind of wasting product because it's, you know.
All right, so from here on out, I'm gonna buy a jar from you.
Well, you get a free jar today for having me on the
I
show.
want this
What,
one.
I'm taking the
The
good
strawberry lemonade.
Is that the one with the pomegranate?
No, this one's strawberry lemonade. That one's lemon elephant. They're both
I
really
want
good.
this one. This got lemon in it.
That's the first one that I first created.
I
That's the one that started it all.
This one.
Okay,
No,
I
well,
want this
I want
one.
that
So
one.
what you?
So
well,
what about that
then
one?
why you?
Okay.
Okay, then I want that one.
Hey, listen.
I just said that for a reason. Look.
This the smartest dumb people, man.
Hey.
Man, this motherfucker ain't changed since the day we started this shit. This the smartest dumb people. Anthony, that dude, Johnson, Edith, thank you for coming through. I
Universal
appreciate
Thank you for having me. Thank you
the
so much.
real
It's really
sea
fun.
moss lady.
Well,
The real sea
Universal
moss lady
the real
of
sea moss
Omaha,
lady
Nebraska.
from Omaha, Nebraska.
Where's your
Yes.
location? Give your panhandles.
King
your
Lerner
location.
gonna be mad
Okay,
at you.
my- My location is 6720 North 30th Street. You can hit me up on my Facebook and place the order. You can just call me on my phone number, place the order. My phone number is on my page with my menu. I have 17 different flavors. You know, and it's the best sea moss gel. Literally, I feel it's the best sea moss gel in the States, not just
So
in
when I
Nebraska.
get to here, I need to re up.
Yeah, you're gonna. Well,
Now do this. Just now. Hold on. Hey,
Hold on.
hold
Listen,
on, my
this is
bad.
smartest
Okay,
dumb
okay,
people.
okay, okay.
Anthony, that dude,
Hold on,
Johnson.
anything now, do it pure ED at all.
look out
Anything-
for part 2.
Hold
We're
on,
gonna
I
have
gotta
part
get
2.
this in. Hold on, I gotta get this in. Does it have any direct effect on erectile dysfunction?
It does. It does.
All right, we don't.
It also has direct effect on people who are having trouble getting pregnant.
Okay.
But it definitely helps you. You
Oh
know.
well, you don't want to mix them two. We don't want no.
Ah.
No, that's okay.
This is smartest
Just
dumb
for the
people.
men. Just for the men.
Anthony, that
This
dude,
is for the
Johnson.
men.
Anthony, great. Edith, thank you for coming through, Queen. We
Thank you so
appreciate you.
much. Thank
Y'all
you,
have a great
guys.
night. Salute.
Yeah, salute.
All right, guys, what I need for you guys to go ahead and do is go over to our YouTube page. Make sure you like, subscribe there, and also check out our Instagram and make sure you follow us there, man. We'll give a follow back for sure. Holla at us. All right, guys, what I need for you guys to go ahead and do is go over to our YouTube page. Make sure you like, subscribe there.